All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go. We have New York Comic Con. It's over. It's done. Actually, today it's not technically over, but it's over for us. We're talking about it. Shout out to RG. What's going on, man? It's definitely been a fun 4 days at the show. You went to the show? Lucky guy. Damn. Anybody that got to go, super jealous. Eduardo, surprised Jada is keeping Alpha 3. Yep, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess they are. I don't know what I had them actually. The figure report is talking to JUHN today. I apologize. I made it seem like that. I thought he was doing it yesterday. I guess he's doing it today, and then he might have the video up later today or tomorrow. Regardless, you will get a reaction video the day it comes out. So if it comes out today, you'll get one later tonight. If it comes out tomorrow, then you'll get one tomorrow. It's just gonna kind of be how it kind of works. So, but I did ask him if they still wanted to pivot away from Alpha 3, if there was still time to do so, or if they are pretty much all in on Alpha 3. I didn't know if it was even an option, so I was curious to wonder if that would be something that they could still do, or if it's just they already started and you got to start what you finish kind of thing. Lil Blade, what's going on? Yep, already driving home. Oh, you're on the way home. The long journey home. Did you get some exclusives? Did you get anything good? I heard Jada didn't even have anything for sale there. I mean, at least they ended up going, right? That's better than nothing. We'll take that. Still have about 6 videos to go up. I already put up 4. Jeez, nice work. That's the grind right there. That is the grind right there. But yeah, I heard it was a good show. Busy. I don't know which one's technically bigger. I would think San Diego is a little bit bigger, and then people are like, why? And I say, I don't know. I don't know why San Diego feels like it's a bigger Comic-Con than New York, but I think they're both equally pretty big. I don't know. You guys have to let me know in the comments below if there's a reason why you guys think San Diego gets like a bigger hype than New York. I feel like New York gets a decent amount of hype, but I don't feel like it gets like a crazy amount of hype. Yeah, exactly. People ask me, well, why is San Diego bigger? I'm like, I don't know. It just is. I can't explain it. But man, we have a lot to talk about. Jada ends up going. They announced their pre-orders for Akuma and Balrog. We're gonna take a look at those. Storm Arena had a big presence at New York Comic Con. We'll talk about that. And then whatever else you guys caught, whatever caught your fancy there, we can talk about. Got a lot. Jada was a pop-up in collab with Pop Insider. Last minute decision with John and head of marketing. Mike just wanted a presence even if it's small. That's funny because in my video, I said the exact same thing. I said, why wouldn't you just go, Jada? It's perfect. It's just marketing. Get your brand out there. Get more people. Show people the Alpha 3 stuff. They had Balrog and Akuma. Show that off. And they did. So, shout out to Jada. Shout out for Jada for making the last second appearance. SDCC is like the WrestleMania of figures. NYCC is like SummerSlam. Yes. Is there a way we could explain that without wrestling? For, I don't know, normal people? Just kidding. I know wrestling, so I know I can understand that, but I feel like if you didn't know wrestling, you'd be like, what? Yo, Star Screamer, what's up? Spoke up with JUHN for a little bit on Thursday. How was his attitude, Art? Does he seem bugged? Does he seem, I don't know. He seemed, like I said, and this could be pure speculation. He could be tired. I don't know. He seemed a little agitated at SDCC. I don't know. I haven't seen the other interviews, but we'll see, I guess. Mars, what's up, dude? Mars was at New York Comic Con. Shout out to Mars. He was able to actually interview, I guess it wasn't like an exact worker from Storm, but like one of their main dudes that they deal with here in the U.S. Keaton, what's going on? Dude, I'm starting to figure out that the Jada community is a little bit toxic, right? If you say anything bad, not even bad, The most I ever say are things to just be like helpful criticism. And their community is just there. I'm part of that community, I should say. But they are beyond toxic, bro. You don't get it. Bro, you don't get it. You don't understand business. It's insane. But, you know, I get it because I'm passionate about Jada. I'm passionate about the Storm stuff. I'm passionate. I don't know. I was a little underwhelmed with Hasbro's presence. I thought they were going to pull out the Secret Wars. I thought we might see a wave 2 of Marvel vs. Capcom, but we didn't. We just got the new crowdfund, which I wasn't that excited for, and then we got... What else did we get? I'm trying to think. There just wasn't anything where I was like, oh, wow, great job, Hasbro. There's an interview on the channel. Yeah, go check out Mars's channel if you want to see the interview with the Storm. The Storm, I don't know. It's not a representative. I guess it's a representative. He doesn't work for Storm, but he's one of their representatives out here. No, Keaton, they're toxic, bro. They are. Jada's crew is becoming a little bit toxic. The fans are becoming a little bit toxic. You should read the comments. You go back and read all the comments. I'll show. You know what, Keaton? I'll start showing you them. You'll see. They are, man. Apocalypse looks good. I don't know if he's $120 good. I would have felt a lot better at like 100. 120 is just reaching, right? It's reaching. He was good. Didn't really feel a negative vibe. I usually talk personal stuff with him. I was good to see him and catch up since we hung out together last year. That's dope. See, I like that. I like that you can talk. I'm sure he's tired of talking figures all the time. So that's cool that you have like a more of a cool friendship relationship with him. So that's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm trying to find the picture. That's not the picture I wanted. I want to start with Jada's pre-orders. And then we can go from there. If I can find the right picture, excuse me. I thought I was... Yo, Hustle, what's going on, dude? Yeah, a little overpriced. Elijah, what's up? Trying to find... right there. Akuma! I'm about 90% positive that is Sagat's Fireball. Is that not? Outside of that, I think this figure looks great. I like the build. I like the bulkiness. It looks very similar to like the Wolverine like build that we got. Obviously taller, but I think it turned out nice. What are we thinking? Everybody kept saying they didn't like the head sculpts on this Akuma, and then the pre-orders came out and they're like, "Oh, much better, much better." I'm like, "They look the exact same." I don't see what they changed. Was deceived by Mars. Why? What happened? He's been known to clickbait a few videos. Trust me. I know. Trust me. He gets you in there. Pulls the old bait and switch. No, I'm just kidding. It's a bigger version of Sagat's Fireball? Okay. But that's not the original effect that we saw for this Akuma. What happened to the arm effects? Could be lightning of the first pictures. The lighting of the first pictures. Holding my Sagat box now, it looks like it. I mean, I think it looks exactly like Sagat's Fireball. I don't have... Did I have that figure right next to me? No, I don't. What an anticlimax Jada Street Fighter booth and Storm Street Fighter was. No real exclusives, just Banana Ken. No word of Blue Ryu or Blue Blanca. Hyped up and was the same old. Screamer, you watch your mouth when you speak like that. Are you kidding me? Jada, I understand. They've came with the same stuff they already had from San Diego Comic-Con, but I can respect it because showing up is better than nothing. So I will give Jada props for that, but I'll be damned if you sit here and talk shit on Storm when they actually put out a Balrog, an Akuma, a Zangief in gray form that were announced no longer than 2 months ago. You watch and bite your tongue when you speak like that. Huh? They brought the big guns. And I do agree, I am a little upset about the Ryu. I don't know where it went. I don't know what happened there. If only there was somebody there, you know? Somebody that was actually there that got to speak to Storm, you know? I don't know. If only we knew somebody that was really passionate about Storm that was at New York Comic Con on Friday and actually got to interview somebody. If only they would have asked where the Ryu was. If only if only we knew somebody like that. You know? If only we knew. But they, our luck, they probably would have asked about the Storm female figures, you know? Something that nobody's ever really talked about other than a few times, but I'm sure that maybe next year we'll find somebody that will actually be there and actually speaks to Storm in an interview format and say, "Hey, I thought Ryu was supposed to be at Wonderfest. Where is he at?" Huh. I guess maybe next year, huh? The Kuma accessories will likely be with an exclusive or player W. Giving Jada love for showing up, just didn't know it other than ulterior means. We did ask. It's an Asian exclusive only. It wasn't even in Asia. I didn't see it. I haven't seen anybody review it. Where's Mr. Lee's video? Where is it? Nobody's seen it. And where's the blue Blanca? Or where's the aquatic Blanca? It's a good effect. Exclusive will be air fireballs. No one from Storm was there. At least that's what I was informed of. The Amazing is responsible for Storm having a presence at Image Anime. So if you spoke to Storm, you had to speak with The Amazing. I guess he spoke to... what the hell is this guy's name? Another creator that's pretty big. I forget his name off the top of my head. He's like The Amazing. He's got a pretty big following. What is his name? I can't think of his freaking name off the top of my head. But, like The Amazing, but also deals with Storm. I know, yeah. Oh, what is his... something... I can't why can't I remember his name, bro? There's someone else there that's like The Amazing that help. Lethal Collector, that's his name. I guess he's like The Amazing and helps out. Or does. Mr. Lee? No, Mr. Lee, I think, is also like that, but I don't think he even lives in the States, right? He lives out there. Toy Migos? No. Yeah, right. Toy Migos, be with Storm. That would be like... they're Jada boys. They can't go over to Storm. You think they can have a connect with Storm and Jada? That's not how it works. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that even would be a thing. I don't know if Jada would care that they spoke to Storm, and I don't know if Storm would care if they spoke to Jada. I don't know how that works. I would think that would probably be a conflict of interest if I was guessing, but I don't know. Storm for me is taking all that Jada hype right now for those Darkstalker figures. Look nice. I still pre-ordered that Akuma. It looks great. Conflict of interest. That's what I'm saying, Eduardo. It's a you can't be on both. Well, I don't know. You probably can. But hey, so what did we think about the price? He is a standard figure. He's staying at $29.99. But the big topic of discussion is he's not releasing... Okay, so if you want... Somebody else did a JUHN interview, and they really didn't talk about Street Fighter hardly at all. They grazed over Street Fighter in the interview. It was literally maybe 2 minutes in the interview, and he said that these would be released early next year, so the February timeline or you could get them from Asia sooner. And we all know what that means. That means your eBays and your AliExpresses. But you're going to pay a lot more if you go that way. Yeah, that's who it was, Angel. That's the interview that I was referring to. That's the one I saw, where they literally talked about Street Fighter for like a minute and a half. And then they moved on to Invincible. Akuma looks good, but the gi makes him look fat. Soft goods might cure it. dude, no. 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 I am against anything that's soft goods. I am. And I think it is more fitting. No soft goods. It's too dollish, bro. I can't get into soft goods. I really can't. It's too dolly. It's like it's that far. It's basically a Barbie at that point. It is. Because what is a Barbie? A plastic mold with soft goods on it. It turns into a doll with soft goods. I'm sorry. It is. It is. At that point, I can't say it's not a doll. None of my figures growing up had soft goods. They didn't. Did any of the G.I. Joes or wrestlers or anybody have soft goods growing up? No. That was my only thing where I could say, hey, it's not a doll. Do you see any soft goods on here? No, it's not a doll. Soft goods makes it a doll. I'm sorry. It's no different. I can't tell you the difference between a Barbie and soft goods at that point. Now I'm rage baiting. Okay, maybe I'm a little bit. I'm just not. The Goblin Akuma, Jada's version looks like an old witch. I don't know. I think it looks fine. I like it. JUHN didn't talk Mega Man either, and we're still waiting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Everybody seems to be fine. All the comments seem to be fine waiting. I don't get it. If it were any other company than Jada, they would be upset about the time that these lines are taking. But because it's Jada, they have all the defense in the world. Let them take however long they want. They're doing fine. They are. They're doing just fine. And the thing is it's like you get those people out there, right? And it's not a majority, but there are people that are like, they can take however long they need. They're doing great. And that's fair, right? But not everybody is as patient as you, right? There are impatient people. Because now you have another company. Before Storm Arena, sure. Take however long you want, right? Take however long you want. You're a one-man race. G.I. Joe started with soft goods. Those were the bigger doll ones. Don't even get me started on that. I was talking the blister card G.I. Joes. I was not talking the Barbie doll G.I. Joes that were literally came in a Barbie box size box. We're not talking that. Don't even get me started there. G.I. Joe was a bad example. But it's like now you have somebody else that's literally in the same scale. And this is new territory for action figures. Name the last time that somebody was working on the exact same property as you. Nobody is. There are familiar. I mean, it's starting to happen now, I guess, with SHF and like Marvel vs. Capcom style and some of that. But like, okay, get off the soft goods. I just don't like soft goods, all right? It's a personal preference. If you love soft goods, that's the thing with this. This is what I'm talking about with the action figure community. It's like, if they have a different preference, there's no fathom that anybody else could ever have a different opinion than them. It's so sick, the world we live in. You can't have a different opinion than anyone and exist in the same world. It's, you're an idiot because you don't think like I do. And that's what it is. Soft goods. I don't like soft goods. That's fine. I'm allowed not to like soft goods. If you love soft goods, good. Love soft goods. I don't hate you for loving soft goods. It's not my cup of tea. But I am allowed to not like soft goods. Damn it. And you can love soft goods. And we can all exist in the same world. And not sit there and yell at each other because I don't think like you and you don't think like me. All right? We're allowed to coexist. That's just how it works. You love soft goods, great. Not me. And that's it. And that's really how it is with like the Jada and Storm stuff. If you are fine with waiting on Jada, then that's great. Some people aren't. And that's okay too. But I think here's the point, right? Here's the point. And I'm going to get JBTM. I will read your comments. I promise. Those are great. I'm going to read those. Here's the thing though, right? You are allowed to have your opinion with Jada, with Storm. You can like both. You can hate both. You can pick sides. But at the end of the day, it's like, You have to I think everybody with Jada was hoping that a fire would be lit beneath them to start pumping out product faster, right? Kind of like what like Storm is doing. Storm had a fire lit underneath them because of Jada, right? I think we were kind of hoping that the competition and the rate that we started seeing Storm stuff come out, I think a majority of people, I can't speak for everyone, but I would think a majority of people were hoping that the competition would also raise Jada's rate and moving. And at the end of the day, they have announced the entire roster. They haven't gotten the entire roster out. I don't care that they've announced the people act like because they've shown off the little prototypes that means anything. Do you know how many times I've seen a prototype of a figure and it's never come out? Just because there's a prototype doesn't mean anything. You have to get the figure in the hands. It has to be finished. But whatever, we're losing the plot here. Hold on. Richie, man, to be honest, I'm a patient man myself. Now I can see it being frustrating when you're doing this for clout and attention, but seriously, at the end of the day, being first is an illusion. And it should be more about enjoying our collection and having fun doing this. No, I get that. I'm speaking more of a business mind frame. I'm not saying Jada's figures are inferior. I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying Storm's better. I'm saying when you're looking at it from a business standpoint, because I come from a sales background, right? So I always think about things more of a business aspect when I'm talking figures. When I'm Jada Toys and I see a company that's literally going to be producing the same exact characters in our exact same line, and I want my product to succeed, they had the opportunity. They are literally now dropping two of the same characters within months of each other. So now you're going to potentially lose sales because not everybody is collecting both, right? Some people are going to be, you know what? I'm going to get the Jada one. I didn't like Storm's. But there'll be people that'll say, you know what? I like Jada's, but I like Storm's better. I'm going to skip Jada's and now go for Storm's. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that you're losing potential sales here. And that's just how I look at it, right? Soft Goods Cape, tell us how you really feel. Hustle Facts, assume Richie is being overdramatic for entertainment. I'm being overdramatic? All right, whatever. Don't forget us toy collectors aren't the brightest bunch. We all are going to get into fistfights for plastic toys just because we don't like the same toy. I guess. Jada's weak. Venom, you say that about everyone. The whole roster of Jada should have been released by now except for Zangief and T-Hawk. Can't say that. I've said that before, and I get crucified at the cross for saying it, like I've spoken blasphemy into the universe. Jada's moving at a fine pace. Even though they only dropped 3 new figures the entire year, everyone seems to think that's fine. Does everybody's fine? So if Hasbro dropped a bunch of repaints the entire year and released 3 new characters for an entire year, you guys would be fine with that. 3 new figures for the entire year, you guys feel good about that? 3 new figures. Even though they had the entire roster already announced last year at San Diego Comic-Con, you're okay with 3 of those new characters coming out for the entire year of 2025. And that's a fair question. If you are, then that's fine. Then that's great. At this rate, this will be finished by 2027. You got 5 repaints this year and 3 new figures. You got Blanca, Sagat, and Vega. And that is your 2025 of new characters. If you're fine with that, then that's good. Then you're on pace to finish in 2027. Because next year, that means you're going to get 3 more figures, which would be, who are the 3 that, E-Honda, or no, excuse me, next year, 2026, your 3 new characters for the year will be Balrog, Akuma, and E-Honda. And then in 2027, it'll be T-Hawk and Zangief. And then you'll be finished with the roster. Storm had easier to produce faster because it's imports. Jada will always have longer time in production domestically because going back and forth with shipping prototypes and testing them in paint swatches. Okay. Well, that makes more sense. See, I don't know stuff like that. It's good to know that. Sounds like Jada needs an office in Asia. That might not be a bad idea, but I don't know. 3 figures a year is trash. Jada has disappointed me this year, not gonna lie. Jada's slow pace equals Storm's fast. Yes, Jada was shook by Storm, and this should have brought out competition. That's what I was hoping. And that's really all I was trying to talk about. Like, I love Jada's figures. I just think that, you know, maybe we try to focus on finishing out this roster instead of getting out Frosty the Snowman, right? Maybe we try and focus on Street Fighter instead of trying to bring on Scooby-Doo right away. You know? I feel like if you have a hot property, that should be the priority. I shouldn't be getting Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble before we finish out Street Fighter. You know? That's where I'm at, though. In a business mindset, if I know my figures are selling better on a certain line, I really want to focus on that line. But that's me as a businessman. You know? I just feel like I saw way too much other stuff. But maybe they're trying to broaden their horizon, and that's fine too. And that's fair too. If they want to focus on Scooby-Doo and what are the other ones they have? It's not Blade, Cyberpunk. And man, I feel like that line's been taken forever. We've only had 2 characters for Cyberpunk, and it was announced almost 2 years ago. So I don't know what's going on with Cyberpunk. Haven't heard much about Mega Man. And now we're working on Scooby-Doo. To be honest, I would have rather paid for a box set with the whole Scooby-Doo gang rather than paying for them separately. I feel like that'd be cool if they had a monster box set and then the gang box set. I would have been alright with that. Hey Mars, where's Hajime Nopla? Okay, I don't know that one. Serial mascots, Invincible, Cyberpunk, Mega Man. Oh yeah, Invincible. I don't know. What did you guys... I like the Invincible line. I'm not a big Invincible guy, so I won't be in on the Invincible line, but I think it's cool. I don't know how well it's going to sell. I hope it sells well for their case, you know, for their sake. What do you guys think as a property is more popular? Scooby-Doo or Invincible? Storm should have focused on... Okay, well, pronunciation for Richie. Hijime Ippo. Okay, Eduardo, I don't know the property. I just don't. I don't know how to... I know how to say Ippo. That's about it. Moving on to Balrog. So he was what I thought he was going to be in price, $34.99. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually kind of more excited for Balrog than Akuma. And I can't tell you why. I just like this figure better. It's brighter. I like the boxer look. I like the head sculpt. I actually kind of like the stoic head sculpt a little bit more than his gritting teeth one. I would have loved to seen an open mouth, like yelling head sculpt for Balrog. Not going to lie. And I actually thought he was going to get fists, like taped fists, kind of like Sagat, instead of 2 boxing gloves. But I'm okay with the boxing gloves too. Just got home. Gonna unpack and work on getting these videos out. Art, I appreciate you even stopping by, my man. Go get done what you need to get done. I appreciate it. I look forward to the videos. Thank you again for stopping by. The Invincible by a mile? You think overall, amongst the world, Prince, that Scooby-Doo is less popular than Invincible? And you're taking account for everybody, right? You're taking account for kids, adults, like as the world popularity as a brand and as a property, you think Invincible is more popular than Scooby-Doo? If I was to think, I would think Scooby-Doo by a landslide. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Mars, you never showed the other Storm exclusives from Street Fighter. Was this con all about Baki for you? Oh, harsh. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Who's painting eyebrows on Balrog? Not me. I'd say Invincible over Scooby. Really? Currently, from a sales standpoint, yes. Okay. Balrog rocks. He does rock. Scooby-Doo has to be more popular. Been around for 30 years. Balrog is the same height as Blanca. Didn't think he was that big of a character. So Balrog, I think, is 6'4", right? I think. Let me take a look. Hold on. Balrog is listed at... Okay. I don't even know what it's talking about. Balrog is listed at 6'4", and Blanca is listed at 6'3". So he's actually technically a little bit... Or no. Blanca from Street Fighter... wow, can I talk? Blanca from Street Fighter is 6'4", tall. Although, some sources list him at 6'3". So, they are technically about the same height. Don't forget Invincible. What do you mean? Scooby is more popular. Scooby is more popular, but Invincible will sell like hotcakes. I don't know. Didn't Diamond Select make Invincible figures? They didn't sell like hotcakes. I'm pretty sure they went on deep discount on Big Bad Toy Store. If I'm not I mean, I might be mistaken. I might be thinking about something else. Remember, Richie, we can Google the character's height, but at the end of the day, Storm will make the figure how tall they want to with being 1/12. Fair. You know what? That is fair. That is fair. But as a reference, I have to say that. Guys, and I'm not going to lie, that Baki scaling is its own scaling. Don't listen. That is one thing that is being misconstrued. It's a true 1/12. There's no such thing as a true 1/12. Okay? I'm so sick of other reviewers compensating for scaling. There's 1/12. There's no such thing as a true 1/12, an anime 1/12. There's no such thing as different 1/12s. There's only one 1/12. There's not a true 1/12. This property's a certain 1/12. It's just once. There's one 1/12. That's it. There's not all these different 1/12s. That's it. There's one. I have to show you this, by the way. I'm tired of all these different reviewers compensating for, oh, it's a true 1/12. What the hell does that even mean, a true 1/12? I don't even know what that means. A true. It's true. Well, what were the other ones? Jada's Invincible looks severely lacking in detail compared to Diamond Collect. Well, that's because they're just prototypes. I don't even think those are close to being finished yet. Divide the height by 12. Yes, I saw when I saw Baki next to Sagat. It's its own line within a line as far as scale. I got to show you guys this. This scaling is nuts. And this is not 1/12. Baki is its own scaling. Once again, Storm is doing whatever they want with scaling. You got to see this. It's insane. This is courtesy of Mars and his video in Central Park, which if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Look at how small Baki is. I didn't know Baki was 6 years old. Look at how small that figure is. Forget 5'6". That character is listed at 4. That character might as well be 4'8". Look at how small that figure is. Forget Storm Arena. This is Storm Arena Micro. I am not talking about his muscle size. I am talking about his height. He is supposed to be 5'6". He is listed at... He is 5'1" in this picture. Look how small that figure is. That figure might be as big as your index finger if you were an adult male. That figure's got to be 3.5 inches big. He would body Sagat, though? Probably. I can't defend that. Look how small that figure is. That figure is also listed at like $40. I was waiting on the Epo, yet no show. I'm just saying, that's fine. I'm just saying, if you are wanting to mix these with Street Fighter, it doesn't scale very well. But it's cool that they're their own line. I mean, if in a Baki world, they scale correctly. And if that's all you want, then that's fine. If I'm just saying, if you were going to try and scale these with other characters and you were going to do photos with other characters, they don't scale very well. Baki doesn't need soft goods. Get off it. I think he looks just fine. I mean, Mondo is premium figures, though. I think people also need to know what, like, you know Mondo's expensive. What did you think they were going to do? What did you think their figures were going to cost? Do not hit the door. Again, who did that? Was that Beckham? Yes. Don't do it again, B. I saw you run up the stairs. You weren't even close. I'm buying both Baki line and Street Fighter, so I'm okay. No, that's fine. I mean, I have both Baki. I don't know. I'm because of the scaling for me, and I'm allowed to not like the scaling. If you think the scaling's fine, you're allowed to feel that way too, and we can both coexist, right? I don't have to sit there and slam you and say, hey, oh my God, you think it's perfect scaling? Oh, I hate you now. No, that's fine. If you like the scaling of the Baki Hanma line, that's fine. I accept you as a person, and I don't think anything less of you. I want you to know that while you're watching this. If you're watching this back on the replay and you think the scaling's fine, I'm okay with you as a person, and I still like you as a viewer. And I, as a human being, am allowed to think it's undersized as fuck and don't care for the scaling. And that's okay too. And we're all allowed to coexist as one in the world, believe it or not. And just because you think it's perfect scaling doesn't mean it is. And just because I think it's undersized doesn't mean it is either. It's an opinion, and that's what it is. I'm tired of people always being such figure... Dude, there is nothing more annoying than a figure snob. I'm serious. When you become so obsessed that you're willing to argue it, now you got to start looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, I am arguing over a cartoon piece of plastic in the mirror. That's where I draw the line. I'm looking at myself. I'm saying, what am I? I'm talking about Spider-Man in plastic form. That's what I'm yelling at someone for? I don't like the scaling. I wanted it to be 1/12 like promoted, not this pipsqueak. I'm telling you, this figure is so small. Like, if you have a Sagat figure, go look where he stands, about almost mid-bicep. I'm looking at mine right now. I'm telling you, that's about almost 4-inch figure. Almost. That's about a 4-inch figure. A little over 4 inches of a figure. I'm looking at my Sagat right now. I have it right in my hands. He comes up to half his bicep. That has got to be like a 4.5-inch figure. Maybe 5? I don't know. Baki is shorter than his own girlfriend in the anime? Well, that's good. Wait, what did Prince say? I'm asking him to change his ways. All right, moving on to the next slide. There wasn't a lot from Jada, so there's not a lot to talk there. Alpha 3, there wasn't, the only thing new about this was that Ryu had a new head sculpt. We haven't seen this head sculpt from Ryu yet. What do you guys think of that? I don't know. Again, I'm not going to judge, like, the shading. These are still very early prototypes. We're talking, these were in their first prototypes in summer. I mean, I can't imagine they'd be that farther along come October. These probably won't be released until early 2027. So, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts? I don't see anything different. I like the Ryu open mouth. I think that looks pretty good. They made Yujiro too short, so they had to sacrifice the height of Baki to make it work. And that's fine. They can be their own separate scale. Maybe they can fix it later on. I don't know. Scott is naturally taller than everyone. Well, yeah, he's 7'4". Usually a 7'4" person in the world is going to be naturally taller than everyone, as you put it, Dutch. But no, I get what you're saying. Sagat is a tall character. Is Ryu missing a tooth? I don't think so. He's got Balrog teeth? I don't think so. He looks like he's got all his chompers, but I don't know. Nash looks solid. I like the Nash. I think he looks good. I'm assuming his necklace is going to be of basically like Guile's, and that's just like a plastic representation. I don't think that's how it's going to be ultimately. I think they'll give him the real metal chain that Mars said was a Charlie exclusive in his review, by the way. He didn't even have a Guile to know that Guile had a metal necklace. He did say that. I was a little upset when he said that. Nash gets the first metal necklace in the line. Not factual. Not factual, but that's okay. True 1/12 scale is just the height divided by 12, so most lines are out of scale. Yeah, I know. They are the same prototypes from SDCC, so not much of a change. We just didn't see this Ryu head sculpt at SDCC, so... I mean, nothing's changed, but I still like... I do... You guys got to realize, too, that they're changing up the articulation. It's very... I don't know. There's something about the forearms that are throwing me off. The forearm muscles next to the joint. I don't know. There's something weird looking. I don't know if I like the forearms. What are your guys' thoughts on the forearms? They look abnormally big. I don't know. That looks weird. It's bigger than the arm. The forearms are bigger than the arm. That can't be a thing. I don't know. That looks weird to me. I'm sure they'll fix it, but... I mean, I want to know what they're doing with their free time with forearms that big. My God. Yeah, even right here, like... They need to fix that. If I had to guess. But again, these are early prototypes. I'm not going to even... But if I had to, like, pinpoint things, then the forearms definitely need to be addressed, because those are insane. Been watching too much Sophie Rain. Facts. Charlie has deflated pockets? Yeah. You'd like to see a little puffiness. But again, this is just early proto. I'm not going to be that harsh on it. Like, I'm sure the boots aren't going to be all one color and all that. Like, I'm assuming a lot of things. I'm assuming that that necklace will not be plastic. I'm assuming that watch... I don't know what they'll do with the watch, actually. But I like both. I'm going to get both. So I'm not worried about it. And we all saw what they did with Zangief. But, yeah, there's not a lot here. Any update for Sagat Arena shipping? If I had to guess, Swim, because me and Mars, You have no idea. We're always hunting down to see when they go in stock. Basically, when you see Mr. Lee post a video on him handling the figure on like a quick review, that's when you want to start searching. Because that means that's close to I'm assuming November or December for Sagat. Am I wrong for wanting a figure prototype or test shot in my collection? Yes, you are wrong. And that's a sick thing to think. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, that's cool. It'd be cool to have like a prototype. I agree, Richie, on point. You made in a past stream, and that was Storm will already be way ahead of these by 2027. So what will be the point of these three if we already have them from a different company? I say that, but then people are like, whoa, what about us that are collecting both? Yes, there will be a majority. There will be, I can't say a majority, but a good amount of people that will like and collect both lines no matter what. But there will be a lot that don't want 2 Street Fighter Alpha 3 rosters, right? So, and Mars didn't even ask them if that was their full 2026 lineup either. Mars, what were you doing out there? He choked that interview, bro. He did. He asked me at least 7 times about questions to ask. And then when it came down to the day, he went rogue and asked whatever he wanted. And he choked up. I literally sent him like 5 different lists of questions that he should consider asking. But it's all right, you know. It gets when the bright lights turn on, it gets a little spooky, you know. But then again, they didn't really have like a real Storm worker there. So I don't know that the Lethal Collector or D Amazing would know if that was their full 2026 roster. I would assume not, right? Can't wait till Storm Jada does Ibuki? Sagat shipping last week of October 1st to... Wait, Keaton, say that. What? It's fine to collect both, but remember during these times, it's always about voting with our wallets. Factual. And I agree with that. And I say that. I mean, that's the thing, too. It's like, here's the thing. And I agree, it's so hard, too, to compare Storm, because they're not even on the same level yet. One is doing Street Fighter Ultra 2, and one is doing Alpha 3. So it's like, to compare the Balrog and that stuff, it's like total different interpretations of the character, right? So, but with that being said, I've covered everything that I needed to cover about Jada. I don't know. Everybody just assumes, I guess, that these are going to be with Akuma later on down the line. I don't know what happened to these. You wouldn't think they'd be worried about an exclusive when they haven't even got the regular figure out yet, but I guess that's what's happening. I don't know why you'd show an exclusive effect piece before you actually have the figure out, because I would think most people would think this is coming with the figure. But that's not what people think, so. Stoned, what up, man? Thanks for joining. Everything happened so fast. His life flashed before his eyes. Mars let us down. Kawhi, he did not let us down. He did a great job. Mars didn't ask any of the questions I had. Mars didn't ask any of the questions I had either. Mars went rogue on his question asking. He at least did. That's the thing. He didn't even really talk to a Storm worker. He talked to like a representative. Yo, Turtle, what up, man? These will be released later with the special Akuma release. That's what everyone keeps telling me. So, I guess we'll go with that. But now we are done with Jada. Apparently, I mean, I didn't really get the mood of the room. Was everybody fine with, Was everybody fine with the February release date? King of Pirates. What about E-Honda? E-Honda, I'm assuming, will be coming out the same time Vega came out this year. Probably around April through June. Somewhere in that time. The fact we didn't even see E-Honda at New York Comic Con, that can't be good news. As far as it being released sooner than later. So I'm guessing E-Honda will probably get a May-June release. Somewhere in there. You did fine, Mars. He did talk to the owner off the record. Apparently the owner didn't want like an official... Did not want like an official interview. Which is fair. Because I don't know... Here we go. Starting with Storm. Here comes Akuma. Now before you go ahead and bash this Akuma, I want to just remind you that we literally found out about this Akuma not even 2 months ago. Okay? So if any of you say anything critically harsh about this figure, just know that we barely found out this Akuma even existed not even 3 months ago. And the fact that there's already a prototype here is insane. So I want you to just get that in your head first before you go nuts on it. I'm mentally checked out from Jada moving so slow. I mean, I got massacred at the cross for saying that they were moving slow. No news on Magohan. What the hell? I mean, they're moving at a fine pace, Stoned. That's all I get told. Jada's moving at a fine pace no matter what they do. There's no such thing as moving at a slow pace because everybody's got the patience of a Greek god. February, no, before Christmas and the cash would have rolled in. Where the hell is that Mega Man Rush figure? I'm pissed. I don't know. Mars off the record. I'm sure they're going for Jada's with a sweep in the leg. Yep. Sweep the leg. I'm okay with Akuma and Balrog coming out when they do because I can't buy everyone from Storm and Jada all at once. JB, but how do you feel about them pushing it out till February? This Akuma probably drops in May or June. A few months right after Jada's. So that's the thing where I'm like, you had an opportunity to get your figures out way before Storms, and it didn't happen. From a sales aspect and a business aspect, you potentially could have had a lot more customers had you released your Balrog and Akuma this year. That's how I look at it. I'm not saying Jadas are inferior or look worse. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. At the end of the day, it's opinion-based anyways. But noticing the gi does fit a lot better on this Akuma. I think most people would agree with that. But again, this is a slimmer Akuma. But I do feel like the gis ultimately fit the gi characters a little bit better on Storms compared to Jada's. And I think that's because of like the slim down waist. In Fist of the North Star, Mako hand? Storm Arena Akuma, and it's not even the final product. Guys, this is probably one of the earliest prototypes that they have. And the fact it already looks this good... I actually like the color of this gi a little bit better than Jada's, but again, I don't know what I'm just going off my personal preference of color. Like, I'm sure Alpha 3 gi is different than the Ultra 2 gi. My only complaint with Storm Akuma is that he should be bulkier. I mean, you don't feel like this is that bulky? I mean, how thick do you want the man? The dude is shredded. Look at that chest. I'd kill for that chest. I mean, it's not cartoonishly big. I mean, how big do you want him? Like Zangief big? How big is he supposed to be? I don't think he's that undersized. Like the source material? Okay, don't bro me like that. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, bro, come on. Like the source material, duh. Like, no, I know what you're talking about. But is he that big in Don't come at my head like that. Come on, what are we talking about? Are we talking about Alpha 3 or Street Fighter 6? Come on, bro. Duh. Like, no, I get what you're saying. But I'm looking. He doesn't look that bulky is what I'm saying. Let's take a gander. My God. Look, that's not that bulky. That's Alpha 3. He doesn't look like he's insane or anything. That looks pretty close. I mean, he's big, but he's not, like, insane. Okay, when you look at this picture, it's a little bit different. I don't know. I can't tell. If that's an Alpha 3, that looks correct. He doesn't look insane there. Maybe his arms need to be a little bit bigger. Maybe. If they can nail this head sculpt with, like, the fangs, he's got, like, fang teeth here. If they can represent that somehow in their next head sculpt, those almost look like fangs. Does he have fangs here? I can't tell. But, bro, come on, bro. What are we even talking about? Not even close. Akuma is just perfect. Bulky on the art. He's perfect. I mean, you can make him bigger, but how much bigger does he need? If this figure dropped right now, I would be fine with this. I really would. Sure, could you argue? I mean, no figure is perfect at the end of the day. Even, like, but, I mean, that looks pretty damn good for being a prototype, like, probably one of its first prototypes. That looks pretty damn good. You can't lie about that. Jada Akuma looks more like that one, and it wasn't even alpha. He's perfect. Maybe they would increase the head by 10%, but that's it. Dude, I just like the way the gi fits on this one. The gi looks very natural fitting. And I don't know if that's just me, and that could be a preference. It's a very early prototype according to the Lethal Collector. I'm not that worried about it. I mean, even for a prototype, that looks freaking pretty good. I mean, damn. Guys, we have 49 people in here. I appreciate that. But with 16 likes, the math ain't mathin'. Excuse me, 53. Can we up the likes? Can we get to 25 likes? I'd love to get at least half the viewership's likes in here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate everyone being in here. Just don't forget to hit that bell. Jada's Proto versus Storm, night and day. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it doesn't look cartoony enough. I mean, it looks more anime, right? Thank you, Turtle. Appreciate it. I'm going to buy it anyway. Many Street Fighter Arena figures suffer from being realistic versions of Alpha 3, and it's not a bad thing, though. Many of the versions of Alpha 3? What do you mean? There's only 2 other figures out. 50 likes. We do need... I'd love 50 likes. If we could get there, that'd be beautiful. The Akuma looks great, but it will be better later on. Factual. I'm just saying, it's a great start. It's a great start. And don't forget, we literally got these. I want to make that very clear, too. Because I don't feel like that's enough credit given to Storm. Because all I'm seeing is that Storm is taking too long. How is Storm taking too long? Literally every announcement they've said outside of Sagat and Baki and Yujiro has said 2026. So how are they taking too long? They never gave false hope. They never said that they were going to get these figures out this year. They literally said 2026. Quarter 1, quarter 2. So I don't know. I'm sick of people saying that because it's like they literally have as many figures out as Jada does this year. So I don't know why Storm is taking too long, but Jada's not. That's the only thing I get sick of, too. You know that both companies are doing a great job figure-wise, but both slow as fuck. I mean, by the way, I did put my take on with Jada's Akuma release being close to Storm's Akuma. Wait, let me read that again. By the way, I did put my take on with Jada's Akuma release being close to Storm's Akuma. I missed it. I missed it. The chat was moving too fast. I missed it. What did it say? I can't find it. I lost it. You might have to repost. I'm sorry. If I ever miss your comment and you want me to read it again, please repost it. Sometimes the chat moves too fast. They all can take their time. I need to catch up anyways. Bro, you and me both. These last 2 months have been nuts. Between the between Storm Arena having some new figures coming out and Marvel Legends dropping all their stuff and Black Series having, I never even buy Black Series, but there have been like that Anakin Skywalker and was there something else? Maybe that Obi-Wan from that movie. Kuso, what up, man? But not giving me alpha vibes. Again, this is a prototype, folks. This is their first prototype. They announced this character literally 2 months ago. Give it some slack. All right. Let's take a look at the next ones. This is the big one right here. Speaking of the big one, my God. That might be the best Zangief I've ever seen in figure form, and it's literally only gray with no articulation. Bro, the traps, the muscles, the over-exaggeration, the head sculpt, the flame effect. Oh my God, this might be the best Zangief to ever exist in a 1/12 figure line. And I do think Jada's looks well. Like, look at this one. I do think Jada's looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I like Jada's a lot. But goddamn, the over-exaggeration is crazy on this Zangief, bro. They do. Oh, dude. Storm loves Zangief. They've never seen a Zangief they didn't like. They've literally made it in every property that they've had of Street Fighter. The scars look great. You can't really see the scars that much in this picture. I can only see the shoulder one. And the forearm one. Is that a forearm one? Forearm one. This thing looks very good. And we're talking, this is only a grayscale version of this figure. The next time we see this figure at Wonderfest come March, it's going to be in full color scale with articulation and is going to look insane. The scars are sculpted in. I can't see them very well. I can see like 1 or 2 of them. I can't see very much of the other ones. There's the blood spurt. Where? Dude, that figure looks nuts. Capcom maybe first. When is the Capcom? Is that the one in March? Or is that the one in February? Zoom in on the pic. Well, let's zoom in. Okay, I see a forearm. I see a shoulder. I see another forearm on the left. Damn. I don't know. That thing looks pretty nuts. Oh, look at the vein on the forehead, bro. That's nuts. The neck? Oh, I guess right on the chest there, on the right pec, maybe? Damn. That vein on the forehead is brutal. That's crazy, bro. There's one on the leg, too. Where? Am I missing it? Where? Is that on the top of the thigh there, maybe? It's going to be the best Zangief. I think so. I want that statue. Bro, I know, right? Even for statue, it looks great. Like, dude, this is going to be a fully articulated figure sometime next year. And that, dude, I might have to go 3 deep on this one. And I say that because I don't know, man. This, that thing is, damn. The art, not the sprite? Oh, okay. Dude, I can't wait till they do Dalsim and Guile. But yeah, this figure looks insane. And it's not even a figure yet. So, we'll see. All right. We're moving along. What do we got? We got Balrog. And good God, this literally looks like their Street Fighter Ultra 2 Balrog in a 1/12 scale. Like literally, like this literally looks like their Storm Collectibles figure that you can buy on Big Bad Toy Store right now in a 1/12. Like, it looks nuts. I have a question. What is Zangief spitting? Is that not fire? I don't know. I assumed it was fire. Is it blood? I don't know. Am I wrong? I don't know. I want Mika. Bro, we'll probably see Mika come Capcom Cup or Wonderfest. I prefer Jada for Balrog. So you do not like this Balrog? Or you just prefer Jada's Balrog? I don't know, man. This thing's pretty brutal. Can we get another representation on the screen? Okay, let's see. Can I get a better picture than that? Let's see. What do I got? Hold on. I mean, it's different art, it's different styles, but I like them both. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like them. I like them both. They're different art styles. So it's not, I mean, look at that. They're different art styles. It's hard to compare the characters of different games. Because it's like, Jada's Balrog faces are great. I like Jada's Balrog faces a lot. Jada Balrog can be used for customs. I like them both too, but I like Storm's more. And that's fair. And you're allowed to have that opinion. I'm getting both. But there's definitely some differences here as far as like the style, for sure. Arena Balrog is anime based. Jada 1 and Street Fighter 2 look a little realistic and cartoony. I think that's the look they were going for, though. Who said that? Who's the custom guy? I think Kuso said that, right? I'll get Balrog first. Whoever releases first. Oh, that's for sure going to be Jada. Jada's is releasing in February. I don't think Balrog releases until probably fall time next year. Oh yeah, no, I'm collecting both lines, guys. I'm not a Jada stan, and actually I am a Jada stan, and I'm a Storm stan. I like them both. I'm gonna get both. I'm not collecting one or the other. Both can exist on my shelf. One will be Street Fighter Ultra 2, and one will be Alpha 3, and that's fine. I would say Jada are gonna improve their joints soon. They have. We already saw it with their Alpha 3 figures. They're not gonna do it with any of their Ultra 2 because it would start to look weird, but we already saw that they're improving their joints. Except we already talked about this. The forearms, bro. They need to fix the forearms. The forearms are crazy. Why are the forearms bigger than their arms? If anything, it should be the other way around. The arms should be bigger than the forearms. That's the only thing I don't like about the new articulation is the forearms, bro. The forearms are crazy. But I'm sure they'll fix that, so. Yeah, the Scooby-Doo does come with better joints. Oh, for sure, Hustle. Storms is based on art, not Alpha Sprite. Exactly. Sad thing is the Amazing or Tormigos will get these first, get the numbers and clout. Yeah, that is what's annoying about influencers getting stuff first, is that, you know, for people trying to grow a YouTube channel, it's very hard to make your stuff stand out. Like, me and Mars are like a close, we try to get the figures as fast as possible, and we're still like 8th and 9th reviews out on the channel. Like, we pay big bucks for our arena figures and stuff. Me and freaking, you want to know something? Me and Mars literally just paid $100 for Purple Ken. Yeah, $100 for a Storm Arena figure. Purple Ken, because it was an Asia exclusive. Dad's Expensive Hobby! What's up, dude? Shout out to Dad's Expensive Hobby. I enjoy his YouTube, along with JBTM. I haven't said that yet. Both of them. Click on their channels, give them a like. They showed Daphne, the Ghost Driver, and Robot Man with improved joints for the same for Rebecca, and they have new joints as well. Yeah, I just don't think they're doing the new joint system for Street Fighter Ultra 2. I don't know. Did this Sagat look weird to you guys? Like, it wasn't like, he's supposed to be almost finished. Does that look finished to you guys? What were your thoughts on this Sagat? I was a little taken aback. Like, he still looks amazing. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, is he missing shading or something? Or am I just losing my mind? I don't know. This looks a little like, I don't know. It's weird to me. You are insane. Yeah, I know. I did it for the channel, and I bought the $50 freaking Mustard Ken from Mars, too. Can I join y'all's group of you and Mars? Do we have a group? Yeah, sure. Just hit me up on Instagram. That's really all where we talk. Or me and Mars talk. I need Mr. Lee and Isaac Wong action figure plug. I think they actually deal directly with Storm. I thought the exact same thing. Okay, I need other people's opinions. The Storm Arena Sagat looks good, better than Jada. I think this one fits a prototype on display. Yeah, but I mean, this thing is supposed to be releasing this year, and this thing is not looking like, I'm looking at older figures of Sagat that they've shown at past cons, and this one's not really fitting the bill that well. Like, I look at that, and then I look at this, and I'm like, this looks a lot better than the one I'm seeing that's supposed to be releasing soon. It's like the skin tone looks better here, and then look at this skin tone, and then look at this. There's something weird. Maybe that's what it is. Is it the skin tone? It's the lighting? So just a bad picture then? I mean, how are we in 2025 and people are still taking pictures that look like they're on a Motorola Razr? Like, what is going on in the world where this is the quality of pictures we're getting? I assume everyone pretty much has a decently, fairly recent iPhone. Why do the pictures still look like this? Too much yellow? That's what I was thinking. Like, even for the lighting, it shouldn't do that much difference, right? It's the lighting? I mean, the lighting makes him get that much brighter? Because look at this, right? I mean, that's not that crazy of lighting. It's not like he's under a heat lamp. Look at that, and then look at this. totally different. If you're telling me if this was under a brighter light, okay, let's do it then, right? Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Just kidding. But real quick, let's just say lighting. I don't know if this is even a fair way to do it, but we're going to do it. No. Go to... Alright. So just to do it fairly... Where is it? Hold on. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So you're telling me with brighter lighting, he gets more yellow? So let's just say that light... I guess that's right then. That kind of looks... Okay. I guess that's fair. If that's what it's going to look like... Okay. It is closer to what's in the picture at the con. Okay. And that's fair. It is the lighting. We can put that to rest. We can now put that to rest. It is the lighting. They don't know the real Richie. They know the real. I haven't seen that card in years. I know, Trell. I know. I go off what I see. I see a downgrade, which is common from these companies. Not hard to believe. You see a downgrade? They don't know the real Richie. They don't know Big C Richie, Trell. They only know Richie Figs. Photo was taken with an Xbox Connect. That's correct. All right, let's move along. And Dan, even Dan was looking a little, like, underwhelming. Like, I was looking at Dan, and I'm like, again, what is going on with Dan's face here? And his I don't know. I don't know. I'm not panicking about toys. Am I allowed to discuss any type of concern or thoughts? Am I just supposed to literally sit here and say, oh, guys, good job. My God, Storm, another killer. Nothing wrong here. They could put this on the shelf today. There's nothing wrong here. Paint app's flawless. Sculpting flawless. Put it on the shelf. What are we doing? Am I allowed to have any type of critique at all on figures without getting thrown to the wolves? Is that allowed? Oh, guys, good job, Dan. What a perfect figure. Go ahead and put it on production. This is flawless. Nothing wrong here. It's like, come on. Can I say anything? Two, please. You can't say much about this guy, Dan. Didn't play alpha. Well, all I know is that when he gets an exclusive, and I'm sure he will next year, he'll have the crying face that everybody wanted. And people were saying this Chun-Li was updated. She literally doesn't look much different than when I saw her at the last event. But people were saying she looked a lot better. I don't know. I hate Arena Dan so much. Alright, hate's a strong word, but okay. You're allowed to feel that way. The con pics are the figures in this... Okay, let me read this again in real English. The con pics are of the figures in a case in a room with multiple and different light sources. And that's fair. And that's fair. Dan's looking more like Kibaga... Okay. I can't say... the names. I'm not going to even... Genjiro? Dan downgraded a lot from the prototype. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Okay, so, right? I don't understand how they make the prototypes look like... How do they have the pre-order pictures so early, and then you see them at the con, and it's like, uh-oh. It's like... He doesn't look like that at the con. How are they getting a picture of this so fast? But then at the con, I see something entirely different. Is this Photoshop what they hope it'll be? Or how did they get a final production figure so fast? And then at the con, I see prototypes. I don't get it. I'm lost in the sauce with some of this stuff. I'm happy with my SHF Chun-Li. Her shoulders are too big. The only thing updated with her is the coloring, not the sculpt. Okay. We're going back to Chun-Li. Because I didn't even get to look at her that much. Pause. I don't know. I just feel like the arms look a little bit weird. Like there's no divots or like muscle tone in her arms at all. Like even a little bit. But Dan is a waste, man. No idea why Peeps thinks he's popular or something nobody in SF world would play as his. Was made by Capcom as a joke character to tease one of the SNK characters. Think it's Ryo. Well, I mean, it's fair to have him. I'd still like Dan. It's an easy figure for them to make. False advertising. Bro, that SHF Chun-Li is amazing. To be honest, neither Jada or Storm could get Chun-Li's face right. I mean, I feel like this one looks a little bit closer than Jada's. But, I mean, you guys tell me. I don't want to say, like... Where is Jada's? Here is Storm's and here is Jada's. You guys tell me which one you like. How much is that third-party Chun-Li? I think it's like $100. I think. I don't know. It might be sold out now. Are you talking about Quinn Lee? I always play as Dan. Him and Ken are my characters I used when I start a new game. Nice. Yeah, Turtle. They didn't really give him any animated faces. So I'm assuming he'll get like a crying face with his exclusive whenever he gets one. I'm sure he will. I'm going to be honest. Akuma and Dan doesn't look like Alpha to me. They remind me of the Rosaris figures. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I mean, Akuma is fresh, right? Like, that's got to be one of his first prototypes. I'm going to give him a pass. Dan, I mean, Dan, I feel like was the missed opportunity was not giving him some sort of funny animated face. But other than that, I thought he looked good. Storm looks more premium. Yeah, I think I like the thighs a little bit. Like, her thighs stick out a little bit more on the Storm, right? Both are bad. I've heard that take too, that both don't look very good. I just think it's the outfit. I think the outfit is just not very an appealing outfit. I don't like the outfit. I don't like, yeah, like it's a stupid outfit. This is not my Chun-Li. I like the Street Fighter 2. The Street Fighter 2 Ultra outfit is really the only one that... Okay, that's not true because Street Fighter 5 looks pretty good. But this Alpha outfit with the tracksuit, like the track pants, I don't know. I'm just not into this. That's a big head. That is a big head. I like the brighter hair color on Jada, but ones both need rework. I don't know. Her hair looks almost red on Jada's, at least in that lighting. In Fortnite, she looks good. Do they have this version of her in Fortnite? I wouldn't know. Didn't say they look bad. Said they don't look like Alpha. They look more like Rosaris figures. I don't know what those are. Look up what they look like, and you'll see what I mean. No, I never said you looked bad. I'm just saying they're still in early production. So for me to say they aren't looking right, then, you know, I don't know what the final product looks like. if this is how they looked in the final figure form, then I could see the Rosaris. Am I spelling that right? These are old figures. I can't really get a clear look of what they look like. I don't know. I can't. I mean, that Cammy looks pretty good. I can't really see what they look like. Storms will be 30. I mean, not for us. Not you, Rich. Storm Capybara said they look bad. Oh. Don't need to fight. Everyone's allowed to think what they're allowed to think. I mean, I don't understand. Like, they do look good, bro. What are you talking? Like, I get it. I get it. We like the companies we like. So to hear someone else say, you don't like what I like, impossible. How can there be a world that you don't like what I like? So, Storm finally brought out their Storm Arena Darkstalker figures. Are they looking better? Are they what you guys wanted? Or is Storm still struggling with female figures? I think it looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I don't even know this character from the back. I don't even know what reference I'm going with, but I think she looks pretty good. I mean, I don't know what else you want here, but I'm just saying. She looks pretty good to me. And those are looking close to being done, so I wouldn't be shocked if pre-orders didn't come out for them soon. I think this looks good too. I mean, maybe the hips? I don't know. I'm assuming this is still, I don't know where they're at the figures, but this one looks pretty good. Like that the heads are too small and now I can't unsee it. On Storm figures, dude, I literally said that some of the figures' heads are too small. I said that, and maybe this is now becoming a thing with Darkstalker. Hello, I said the heads were too small. At least I said Yujiro's head was too small. Look at this. Look at this. Look how small his head is. They are small heads. I'm showing you next to a normal head of Marvel Legends, Eddie Brock, compared to Yujiro Hanma, who's literally the same height as him. And that's the size of his head. Marvel Legends makes their heads big? I mean, I'd be happy to show you next to a Jada Toys figure what it looks like. It's not much better. Like, look at Sagat's head next to Baki's head. Look at it. Look at how small Baki's head is compared to Sagat's head. And that's just the normal head. It's not like Sagat's head is bigger than Ken and Ryu's head. Look at how small the heads are compared to Sagat's head. Yeah, I do agree the hips and legs on Morgan is weird looking. They have small heads, bro. They do. Richie, you're exaggerating. Anime characters have wonky proportions depending on the art style. So that means their heads should not be that big. I thought these were all supposed to be the same scale of 1/12. These don't look of 1/12. These look of Storm Arena Micro. Baki looks like a baby. The heads are perfect. I'm not saying, okay, so I'm not saying the heads are small, not small for their figures. I'm saying the scaling of these figures in general is slightly undersized from 1/12. That's what I'm saying. Can't compare Marvel Legend heads. Those things are abnormal. Oh my god. I'm showing a Jada Toys one. This is Jada Toys. This does not even scale with Jada Toys. How come Marvel Legends and Jada Toys, how come everybody else seems to be hitting 1/12 scaling fine besides Storm? How come everybody else seems to hit 1/12 fine besides these figures right here? And I'm just talking the Baki line. I'm not even talking Storm Arena and like, look at this. How come this looks fine? How come this looks fine? But Yujiro Hanma's does not look like this. That's fine. You guys can make all the excuses you want. This doesn't. So you're telling me they can get the scaling right for Street Fighter, but not for Yujiro Hanma because it's a different anime and it deserves its own different scaling? They messed up the Baki line, guys. They did. That's fine. You can make all the stupid excuses on it's the anime. You don't understand anime. This is literally the same company, and they got the scaling right for Street Fighter Alpha, but they didn't for Baki because it's okay. Yujiro should be bigger, but I think Baki looks okay. I mean, Baki looks undersized as well because he's scaled with the undersized Yujiro, and that's fair. I don't get why this 1/12 should be different than the other Storm Arena 1/12. And last time I checked, the ruler only has 1/12. It doesn't say, well, this is the anime 1/12, and then this one is the actual, and this is the Marvel Legends 1/12, and this one over here, this was I mean, last time I checked, there was only one 1/12. There wasn't a Marvel Legends 1/12 and a Storm Arena 1/12 and a Baki Hanma Storm, and like there's only one 1/12. That's what it's supposed to go off, not anime 1/12 and all this other stuff. There's just one. There's not a true 1/12. The ruler does not lie. The Baki is on its own scale. It's not meant to fit with Legends. It can, though. Then it shouldn't be called 1/12. If it's not supposed to, it's supposed to, but they didn't. That's the thing. Where's the disclaimer that says it's not supposed to be 1/12 scaling? Domestic isn't 1/12? I don't know. I think maybe scaling mixes with Mafex. Is Mafex considered 1/12? Technically, Marvel Legends isn't 1/12. It's 6-inch scale. Oh my god. Let's call it Mezco isn't 1/12. McFarlane isn't 1/12. Legends is not 1/12. I don't know what 1/12 is then. I don't know which ones are considered 1/12. You'll have to let me know. Mafex Marvel scales with Legends. All imports are 1/12. Okay, then why this Storm Arena is matching with JADAS and Marvel Legends scaling? Isn't Storm Arena an import, technically? I'm just trying to figure out the differences. Because you guys just told me that Storm is working on their own 1/12, but this figure meshes perfect with Marvel Legends and Jada. And you put Yujiro's line, which is made by the same company as this Ken figure, is totally out of whack in scaling comparing to Ryu and the Marvel Legends. I love LPZZ. I've seen LPZZ. You guys aren't making sense. You're saying Baki is its... If Baki's... I mean, we've already determined that Baki is its own scaling. But don't say this is 1/12 and that everybody else is wrong, because literally they are making figures as that mesh. They clearly went a little bit smaller on the Baki line. And that's fine. I just don't know why they decided to do that. That's all I'm saying. I thought it was an interesting choice that they decided to scale down the figures a little bit for the Baki line. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's wrong or anything. I just thought if you're making a 1/12 line, you thought you'd want it to be able to scale with all the other figures, right? That's all I'm saying. It was an interesting choice. Whether it was intentional or not, I found it an interesting choice to scale down the Yujiro line compared to your Street Fighter Alpha 3 line. That's all I'm saying. It's a true 1/12. And it's not like Storm has not had issues with scaling to begin with. They called their collectibles line 1/12. And they literally had to end up taking it off because everybody and their dog knew those weren't 1/12. So let's not act like Storm hasn't had scaling issues in the past, because their original figures were supposed to be 1/12. Technically. I am not losing my marbles. I'm just sick of people saying that these figures are not underscaled to what they probably should have and were supposed to be. I could give a shit on what's 1/12. That Ken isn't size correct next to Cyclops? I mean, then that's saying he's literally the same height as Jada Toys. So if you're saying that about Storm, then Jada Toys is not scaled correctly. How tall is Cyclops? Is Cyclops 6 foot? I thought that's what he was. I don't care, because now everybody that watches the stream is going to be like, oh my god, he cares about scaling. So Cyclops is 6'3". I don't care, whatever. If you guys love the Yujiro scaling, that's fine. You're allowed to like it. I'm allowed to not like it. That's just the world we live in. If you want to sit there and get all upset that I don't understand scaling, I guess I don't understand scaling. I don't care. I think it's a weird choice to not have them scale with the rest of your figures. So do you think those figures look like they scale with the Alpha 3 correctly? So you guys think the Baki Onma line scales with the Alpha 3 Storm figures correctly? That's the correct sizing? The only one I can find is the Sagat and Captain America one. Baki line is meant to take on SHF. I mean, where was that ever announced? I mean, that's probably not what it was intended. They probably weren't sitting at Storm Arena like, okay, this Baki line is going to be directed towards SHF scaling. And the Alpha 3 is supposed to be scaled more towards Jada and Marvel Legends. I doubt they said that. I can't see any company in their right mind scaling it towards different companies' figures. That sounds retarded. I don't have a passion. I'm just sick of the excuses. The excuses people will make for some things compared to what they like. That's the thing I'm sick of, is the inconsistency of the arguments you guys make. You guys will give a pass for different things depending on what you like. Have the same argument for every company. That's the only thing that drives me nuts. I could give a shit about the scaling. But you guys will literally sit there and make 1,000 excuses for companies that you like compared to companies that you don't. That's the part that I hate about the community, is the inconsistency of the arguments. Storm takes too long, they get massacred. Jada takes too long, oh, it's fine. They're doing fine. They're not moving slow at all. They're killing it. It's like, have consistency. That's the point I'm trying to make. Keep your argument for the same company, for every company. Don't just sit there and make it, oh, well, that's for SHF, and that one's for Marvel Legends, and they totally thought of that when they were... No, they didn't. They weren't sitting there thinking that. Why aren't any of my pictures showing up? Hold on one sec, sorry. So these are side by side next to each other. Ah! So Ryu is 5'9", and Yujiro is 6'3". Does that look correct? I'm just saying, that doesn't look like a 6'3" person standing next to a 5'9", in my opinion. No, I get it, and that's fine. I just wanted to say I thought it was an interesting choice that they seem to scale down the Baki line, and that's it. And that's the moral of the story. I found it to be an interesting choice that they did that, and that's it. And is there anything else? I'm trying to look at this here and see if there was anything else that we really missed. I think the real takeaways were Balrog, Zangief, and Akuma. That's what I'm saying, Big Rib. What's worse, complaining about scales or 2K complaining about cards and animations? Ugh, they're the same thing, different categories. It literally is just as pointless. I just don't like the excuses that people will make for companies. oh, well, they totally thought of that. They totally meant to scale down the Baki line compared to their Street Fighter Alpha 3 line. Like they were in there and no. That was totally on purpose because of the anime. That's a nice theory. I don't know that to be fact. I'm sure it was not done on purpose, is what I'm pretty much getting to. I'm sure it was just not the way it was intended. That Nash kick effect, how the hell is that going to fit in the box? It's probably going to be in the background or behind the background. I'm super bored of the progress of my Storm Arena collection. Well, Stoned, I saw that you put that you were tired of Storm and how slow they're being. They only announced 5 figures for 2025. It was Ryu, Ken, Yujiro, Baki, and Sagat. That's it. I don't know what else you were expecting this year. They never claimed that they were announcing having any other figures releasing this year. And they got just as many figures out this year as Jada. Assuming Sagat comes out this year, they put out just as many new figures in their Street Fighter line as Jada did. So I don't want to hear that they're slower or they're slowing down. Maybe Baki is being designed on a different computer. Maybe the person that created Baki on their Storm line has worse eyes than the person that works on Street Fighter. Maybe they were having bad eyesight that day. I don't know. I don't even care the effects, really. I mean, are you guys really displaying... are you gonna display your Charlie like that? How many of you guys actually use the effect pieces? I heard from the Migos that the exclusive arenas were having some paint issues. Interesting. I mean, QC issues are gonna happen. I mean, I have paint issues with some of my normal Jada figures. I have some paint issues with a lot of my action figures. So, I mean, I can't get mad at companies because the company they chose to go with, it's not like Storm's in there painting them by hand. It's the company that they use to do it. I'm not going to ever get on a figure company for bad paint because they don't do the paint. They have a outsourced company do the paint. A lot of you guys use the effect pieces. That's good. Yeah, for photos, but I mean display-wise, like in your cabinets, are you guys doing it like that Charlie there, or are you guys just having them do like a pose? Storm painted shoelaces black on Charlie, supposed to be yellow. Yeah, I don't know. Who got me was seeing Zangief blowing the fire. I don't recall him blowing fire except... Oh, I don't know. Is that not... So is he not supposed to be blowing fire? I don't know. I don't remember Alpha 3 and what his effect was. You use it... I mean, that's cool if you do. I just didn't know. I wasn't saying you were wrong if you used effect pieces. I'm saying how many people... When I see a lot of... Okay, I'm going off what I see on YouTube. I can't see your guys' collections. When I look at YouTube and people show off their collections, I very rarely see them with effect pieces. So, I mean, I just have to go off what I've seen. And when I see that, that's what I see. But I feel... I'm upset with myself that I let the excuse making for the Baki line, like that was on purpose, that they meant to scale that down. We don't know that. But if I had to guess, I would assume that they probably didn't mean to, but it ended up being that way, because Storm has had scaling issues before. But, hey, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter even. But, I just don't like the excuses for some companies that don't get the other excuses that other companies make. That was really the point of that. I could give a shit about scaling, to be honest. I don't even look at scaling. Scaling, my figures all stick together. My Storm sticks with Storm. My Storm Arena sticks with Storm Arena. It's not like I'm mixing them up anyway, so I don't know why I'm sitting there arguing about it, but... Are we just going to talk about Storm Arena here, or would you talk about something else as well? I mean, my channel mainly focuses on Storm Arena, sometimes Marvel Legends, sometimes NECA, but, like, when we do Comic-Con stuff, we typically just talk about Jada and Storm. Dude, I don't like SH Figure Arts. There's not a property that they have that I like, so I can't get into SH Figure Art, other than that one Spider-Man they just put out. Maybe that's why, Turtle. BS? No, I'm not big into anime, no. I don't hate anime. I'm not big into anime. I don't watch One Piece, Dragon Ball, none of it. Chainsaw Man, I don't watch any of it. I know. Shocker. They have sick Harry Potter figures. I haven't seen them. But guys, I appreciate, we have gone almost 2 hours. I didn't expect that, and I know people are going to be like, "Oh my god, this guy carried." That was not the point. We talked about the two things we wanted to talk about. I am going to be doing a stream with Mars, I think tomorrow. I'm going to see if the Figure Report put out his interview with JUHN. We'll talk about that later on. We're going to do a video. And I appreciate everyone that came out. I really, at the end of the day, I don't care about scaling. I just want everyone to get along. If you think scaling's perfect, great. I'm allowed to think it's okay. It's not either. There's no right or wrong answers. It's all interpretation. It's all what you like at the end of the day. You're the one that likes your collection for what it is, whether it's scaled right, painted right, QC right, effects came right, everything. So at the end of the day, that's it. It's all love. I appreciate you all for even coming out. And I don't talk King of Fighter because I know nothing about King of Fighter. That's why I didn't cover it in the stream. But other than that, guys, I love you all. I will see you very shortly next week on the stream. And till then, Richie Figs. Later.